Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison between the Roborock S8 Ultra and the Roborock Qrevo robot vacuum cleaner. So both of these will do mopping and vacuuming at the same time. Let's go over the base stations, then we'll take a look at the robots. So here on the Qrevo, this is where you're going to put the clean water, and then this is where the dirty water goes. After it washes the mop pads, it's going to suck the water out and put it into the dirty water tank. Same with over here. Here's the clean water and a dirty water tank that you're going to have to clean out once in a while. Here's where the dust bag is. So when it empties out that vacuum, it goes into there. Over here on the Qrevo, the dust bag is right there. Okay, let's take a look at the robots. Here we've got the sensors on the front. We've got the bumper pad. We've got the LiDAR navigation. Both of them do a really good job of mapping your house. Okay, let's take a look at the dust bin. So when they vacuum your house, everything's going to go in here. Once in a while there is that filter you got to clean, and then it's going to suck everything out into the vacuum right there. Right here, same thing, everything's going to go inside this. A filter you got to clean once in a while. Now the Qrevo, when the base unit sucks everything out, there's this little flapper. It sucks everything out through here. Over here on the S8, it's going to suck everything out right through the brush roller. So it all comes in here and it all goes back out that way to the dust bin. Okay, so here's the bottom. One of the big differences is the Qrevo uses spinning mop pads, where this is a flat mop pad. Now they can both raise and lower the mop pads accordingly. When it senses carpet, it's going to raise the mop pad. When it's on linoleum or hardwood floors, then it lowers the mop pad. Now this has two little things that vibrate back and forth, where these actually spin. Now both of them, once in a while, you are going to change out this mop pad, and it just held on there with Velcro. Same with these. But the nice thing about this base station is the base station will clean the mop pads for you. This one uses a little bit different. It's got a high-speed brush. That high-speed brush spins, and then it moves back and forth. And what that does is it cleans this pad going back and forth. The mop pads just spin inside there. It'll put some water down there. They spin, and then it sucks the water out into the dirty water tank. Qrevo's got a single brush roller, side brush. Over here on the S8 Ultra, it's got the dual brushes. Both of them have a port that's going to fill up. So the base unit's going to fill these up with water so that when they go around, they spray a little bit of water onto the mop pads. So that's what cleans your floor. That's where they fill them both up inside. Here's the Qrevo. Again, it's going to suck everything out that side. Once in a while, you are going to have to clean these out once in a while. Here's the S8. Even the S8, you got to clean out this little screen once in a while. You can see they're all going to get a little dirty that need cleaned out once in a while. And again, this spins. You can actually take this brush roller off to get it nice and clean also. That's the charging points. And again, it sucks everything out of the vacuum right through this area right here. And it fills up the solution right there. Both of them will dry the mop pads. So see how we got some vents here? They're both going to blow hot air onto the mop pads to dry them for 2 to 4 hours, depending on what you have set in the app. So both of them use the same app. Go in there, and they make a really good map of your house. You're going to want to put no mop zones. This is the S8 Ultra. You can do different levels, mop, vacuum, or you can do vacuum and mop. And here's the Qrevo. Again, does a really good job. They both give you live updates of where it is mopping or vacuuming. You see how the lines, it shows you exactly where it's been. And we can do different levels here too. We can do vacuum and mop, mop, vacuum, and different levels of water flow. Okay, so they're both going to wash the mop first before they start cleaning. Now what you're going to hear is it's putting some water down and back there. We really can't see it. It's spinning the mop pads, and then it sucks the water out into the dirty water tank. Now the S8 has to undock itself, turn around so that it can wash the mop before it goes cleans the room. So now it's going to spin around, and then it's going to go back in there and wash the mop. Okay, so the S8 is washing the mop now. And again, you're going to hear the same thing. You're going to hear that brush going back and forth. We can sort of see it. There it is, spinning. Okay, so the Qrevo is done. It's going to travel to that room now and wash that room, or mop and vacuum at the same time. There's what that looks like when it's done. Now as it's traveling, its mop pads are retracted. And it does go over thresholds well. Okay, so it arrived at the room. Now it's going to start mopping and vacuuming at the same time. There, it put the mop pads down. Now I've got some muddy paw prints in here. We're going to see how it does. Okay, so the S8 mop is washed. Now it's going to go start cleaning. A little harder to see, but its mop pad is raised while it's traveling. And it handles thresholds fine too. Okay, so it's arrived at the room. It's going to put the mop pad down, and then it's going to vacuum and mop at the same time. There, the mop pad is down. A little hard to see, but it is down. And there goes the Qrevo. It's doing a good job. Yep, did a good job on those muddy paw prints. I've got this on 2 passes so that it's going to do 2 passes. Pretty good job. Did smear a little bit, but it'll get it on the second time, I bet. Now there's the auto mop pad lifting. See, the mop pads are lifted whenever it's on carpet. There's the S8. Okay, so now the S8. We're going to see how it does mopping for a minute. Yep, it's doing a really good job too. Now it will lift that mop pad, see, when it gets on carpet. It lifted the mop pad. And it ramps up the suction. You know, it's doing a really good job of mopping too. Again, the second time I think it's going to get it. That's the S8. Now here comes the Qrevo with its spinning mop pads. They're both doing a good job picking up all the crumbs that are on the floor. All right, the Qrevo's spinning its mop pads. Okay, so I paused them both. Let's take a look and see what they've picked up so far.
Dustbin removed.
Yeah, they've picked up a lot of crumbs and everything.
Dustbin installed.
And here's the S8.
Dustbin removed.
Yep, a lot of different crumbs and different things. It's doing a good job.
Dustbin installed.
Okay, so I feel like they both did a really good job of mopping. All these muddy dog prints are gone. Now the Qrevo might be just a little bit quieter with its mopping system. The S8, you can hear something kind of vibrating. Okay, it completed its task, now it's traveling back. And here comes the Qrevo, same thing. Okay, so the S8 has to back up to wash the mop, and then it's going to turn around so it can dry the mop. The Qrevo does it all in one position. It's just going to back up to the mop.
Starting to wash the mop.
Now the Qrevo should empty everything out and then wash the mop. Where the S8 has to wash the mop, turn around, and then it can empty everything out. So here's the Qrevo. It's not super loud. Okay, the Qrevo is washing its mop now. And this takes about 2 minutes. Okay, so they're both finishing up.
Washed.
Okay, so now the Qrevo is all done. It's going to stay right there and it's going to start drying the mop pad. You hear a little fan kicked on. It's blowing hot air on there.
Mop washed. Docking.
Now the S8 has to undock itself and turn itself around so that it can empty itself out and dry the mop pad. And now the S8 is going to empty everything out of its dustbin.
dustbin.
Okay, that's the S8 emptying everything out. It's a little bit louder. Okay, so I got a grading scale. The S8 got a C. The Qrevo got a B minus. Now, price-wise, the S8's around $1,600, normally on sale for $1,200. The Qrevo is just so much cheaper. Now, you do lose a little bit of battery. It doesn't last quite as long, but boy, that's a pretty good price savings. Now, I did buy both of these with my own money. Now, I didn't show in the video, but if you have a dog that makes a mess on the floor, neither one of them are going to really see it. They do have a sensor on the front, but it doesn't take a picture. And the obstacle avoidance on both of them I consider kind of weak. There are better ones that will actually avoid dog poop in like small cables. These don't necessarily do that. They do a relatively good job. They do a really good job if it's tall and then that sensor can hit it. Or if the bumper hits it, then it definitely turns it around. But they do an okay job with obstacle avoidance. There are the Dream L20 and the X30 does a little bit better job, and the iRobot J7 and the J9 Plus do a really good job of missing like dog poop. There's something about spinning mop pads. I don't necessarily notice the difference between the cleaning, but I think I like the spinning mop pads better. I think it has fewer moving parts. You know, this one's got a brush, it's got to move back and forth. Then the robot undocks itself, turns itself around. So it seems like a lot more of a process. The Qrevo just docks itself, washes. Mop pads are a little bit easier to install. Now, neither one of them will leave their mop pads at the base station. They can only raise them while they're vacuuming. The Qrevo does raise them a little bit taller. And its dirty water tank and clean water tank are a little bit bigger. So I do lots of comparisons with vacuum cleaners. There's a Dream L10S. Over here I'm getting set up. I got the Q5. That's the Shark AI. That's the really, the 694 from Roomba that just does bouncing. I do comparisons on Tinicos. I got some more Roombas here. So hit the subscribe button if you want to see different comparisons and reviews on these. I try to buy these with my own money. That way I can give you an honest review on whether you should buy them or not. Now, on top of that, I also do all the maintenance. The maintenance on these bigger ones gets kind of not really complicated, but you've got to do it. You got to stay on top of it. From cleaning the dirty water tank to cleaning down there. I mean, you can see mine were pretty dirty. And there is a process on how to do that. You can't just start cleaning it. But it does have some automated processes, and I've got videos exactly how to do that. And the filters in the robots need changed. But I like Roborock that you can wash those and reuse them. Be sure and check me out on Instagram. Look for my logo, Just a Dad Videos on Instagram and Facebook group page. I'll put links to everything underneath the show description notes. Again, I bought those with my own money. And if you end up purchasing them through the links, the products won't cost you anymore, but I get a small commission from the sale. It is a way of supporting my channel. And over on my Instagram and Facebook group page, I do free giveaways. So when I'm done with these products, I do give them away for free. Go over there and hit a follow. Again, hit the like button and subscribe, and thanks for watching.